Moving on now to politics, some major political parties in Rivers State may not take part in the forthcoming local government elections scheduled for the 30th of August. Now, it was gathered that the newly formed coalition, the African Democratic Congress, the Emeka Beke-led All Progressives Congress, and the All People's Party were not yet preparing for the elections. The state's publicity secretary of ADC, Egila Luckyman, said the party had not yet decided on participation. It was also learned that the Rivers APC was in dire straits following the internal crisis rocking the party and the ongoing legal tussle between the Emeka Beke's camp and the faction led by Tony Okocha. Our correspondent, Biola Festus, joins us now for more on this. Biola, what more can you tell us about this development?
Thank you, Chiweta. The APC in Rivers State, of course, they've been having this internal crisis, which led to factionalization of the party in the state, with one faction being led by Tony Okocha and the other by Emeka Beke. Now, the Tony Okocha faction indicated interest that they were going to participate 100% in the primaries, and of course, the forthcoming LGA pool. But that of Emeka Beke said they are not interested in whatever the newly appointed research chairman is doing. Their reason being that the Supreme Court annulled the previously conducted election, which was just last year. It did not follow through, did not follow the accurate process or true process. Now, the same process was about, the same mistake, I beg your pardon, according to them, was about to be repeated. So they excluded themselves from the conduct of the election. Now, the All People's Party in Rivers State, they were the star of the 2024 election that brought up all the LGA chairman that were, of course, at the long run, sacked from their positions. So all these have been the challenges that the Rivers political space is having. And of course, electorates have also asked questions about the sudden announcement of a new date by the electoral umpire in the state. I mean, all the while that the emergency rule had been in place, there was no political activity going on in the state. Everything had gone to sleep, so to speak. And then suddenly RISEC announced a new date with just 3 weeks interval from the initially announced date by the suspended or the sacked RISEC chairman, the one that was, of course, appointed by the suspended governor. So all of these have opened rooms for questions about the conduct of the elections itself. Now, today is the conclusion of the party primaries. The political parties have chosen their LGA and, of course, the ward representative. So each ward have chosen a councillor for themselves. And then the entire LGA also have chosen a chairman, a candidate, I beg your pardon, that would go and represent them on the 30th of this month. Now, one thing played out. The APC, some wards that we visited, we had APC and PDP agreeing on consensus on a candidate. I have been covering elections, but that stood out for me because APC and PDP in Rivers State, we all know where they were. They were never on the same table. But this time, they seem to be having a very good relationship. And when I asked their leaders, they said it is because Tinubu has appointed, the president had appointed the FCT minister, who is the son of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and of course, a very strong stakeholder in the PDP. So because of this appointment by an APC president, he has to accommodate other political parties. They have to be that synergy between them. There has to be that seeming friendship between them. So this is the response they gave to me when I asked them why this. And then we also noticed that some persons that contested last year under the APC came up now under the PDP to win the primaries, the party's primaries. So we had some persons from the camp of the PDP who are APC winning, and then some persons from the camp of the APC winning under the PDP. So this whole mix-up has been the question why, and why has been calling for questions on why is it happening this way? Is it another gimmicks? Is it another ploy to waste taxpayers' money in the guise of elections and all of that? Chiweta.
Now, you just covered some of the party primaries. How many parties held their primaries today?
So this morning, I called the APC I sent a message rather to the spokesperson of the APC led by Tony Okocha, asking for some venues where the primaries, especially the chairmanship, was to be held. And by the time he sent me, he responded to my message. It had already passed the time he gave to me. He sent me 9 a.m. at about 9:45. So I didn't get to cover theirs, but I got to see some of their faithful posting on their verified social media handles, posting this person has emerged, the other person has emerged under their platform. But all the while I was roving the streets of Port Harcourt, I went to some major points where I knew that this is APC's stronghold. This is where they usually hold their primaries or their wards are in that particular location, but I didn't find any of them. At the end of the day, I got a message that they had finished. They did an early morning primaries. Well, I sought to know earlier, but nobody told me. But PDP, of course, I covered PDP in Port Harcourt Local Government Council and Obiakpor Local Government Council. So firsthand, I saw PDP conduct their primaries. But all the wards I covered came up with a consensus candidate.
All right, thank you so much, Biola, for giving us that update. And of course, we'll definitely have our eyes down, of course, on our ears as well as regards what's happening in Rivers State. Thank you so much for the update once again.